Alright. So today is probably going to be our wrap up for Card Hog. We're going to try to get the rest of the achievements. And from then on, we'll revisit Card Hog whenever there's a content update. So it's probably going to be 1.1 at some point. Again, this 1.0 launch has been less than a month since its launch. It was December 4th. We're gonna end with some closing remarks today regarding the current, the 1.0 closing remark of Card Hog. We have 4 tasks to do. We still have to find a disco alien boss. So we're going to do that while trying out the last 3 hogs. I actually think I've actually used the other 2 of those already. So the last 3 hogs, right? Because last time we tried the flame escape again. It's as I remembered, loosely. And we played the Pygro and Soldier, the Fire Trail Sotrol, and then Foxhole. The Soldier, we totally got really far with the Soldier. Still, the disco alien seems like it eluded me all 5 passes, right? Disco alien. So we have to find a disco alien. We have to pet a slime, which we can do at any time just by finding a slime. We need to take a picture of a slime, so screenshotting with the slime. And get revenge on the mob that killed whatever our previous run one more time. So I expect to lose eventually, and then I have to remember which mob it is and then try to run it back, right? We got 3 more peeps, so yeah, we got really far last time. All right, Donut. What was Donut? Occasionally heals when not fighting. All right. Baton. Stick of the law. Okay. Shotgun and snipe. I need to unlock these. Okay. Fair enough. There are a lot of cosmetics too. You can use any of these guys. You can even workshop one. Lots of hats. We'll do this in the next. We'll mess around with these little fashion stuff when this game gets a post 1.0 patch. It was already voiced that the solo developer, right, the person who's developing the coding, said that stay tuned. I look forward to seeing what it does, what the game developer does next, along with the artists that they collaborate with. I love the artwork in this. All right, so donuts, huh? Okay. I don't like flamethrowers. Let's go with fireball. I'm a fan of fireball. He has 11 health. It's occasionally. Oh, there's the donut. Okay. It's not as often. It's like every 4. Wait, it's every 3 empty spaces. Yeah, it's every 3. That's actually pretty great. Trying to make sure I didn't randomly, my mic didn't randomly mute. Dang, donut is pretty awesome. One thing I kind of miss, that this game it isn't part of this game's design, is the idea of like having talents, like boon talents and stuff. So, like scaling your abilities and whatnot, like having like a build. It's not that, obviously, it's kept more to be a casual experience. So that's understandable. More about that later. I've been reflecting upon it, because today we're going to be doing the closing remarks, right? Reflecting upon where this game is in terms of its design. So presumably the alien, the disco alien, is just part of the boss pool. And I haven't seen any slimes yet. So if I haven't seen slimes, that means that slimes are probably not part of this run. Definitely zombies, though. Charlotte. Up with these no weapon situation. Alright. We'll take the nade. Another no zombies. Or no slimes. Oh wait. He can just heal up. Dang. That's so OP. Heck yeah. Good enough. Heck you. Get out of here. Oh yeah, that's right. We gotta use the arrow keys. Always get reminded the moment you get something like mind control. Spiders. So, gonna wait for the next boss, more or less. You butthead. Oh man. I totally screwed that up. Because I wasn't expecting the dude to displace me. Nope. Skeleton. That was not my intent. Dang you. That is one way to multiply that. Maybe this is it? There's quite a lot of aliens. Okay, so there's the crash site. Alright, let's enter the crash site. What the heck is that weapon? A freeze gun. Interesting. Aha. Dude, this gun sucks. Alright. Let's collect all the scrap. Anything else? No? Oh, I didn't realize you get scrap if you, wait, did I? Huh. Did I? Never. Did I not notice that before? You get scrap when you pick up a weapon. If you already have a weapon. Huh. Oh, I see how the boss is determined. Okay. You know, I haven't been paying attention to that tracker. Anything I can throw. Slimes. Alright. So we need to pet a slime. Now we have access to slimes. Or... Okay. So apparently... I do? I don't understand. How do you pet a slime? Oh, wait, let's take a screenshot though. Ah, I see. It legitimately just smiles right before the screenshot is taken. Got it. So now how do you... Huh. Do I have to be next to the guy? Oh! That's not what I meant to do. How do I do this? I don't understand. Yeah. It says I have to be next to them. Maybe on the same row? How about this? I guess we just have to try different characters? Maybe it's, maybe it's related to a specific character? I don't know. Weird. We're close to a boss. Right? Let's see. Ah, there we go. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even make note of a boss tracker. If we stay long enough, maybe, maybe we cycle through all the bosses. That's probably the way to go. Oh, they can interact with shrines. Okay. So eventually we'll have to cycle through all the... Hopefully. Hopefully there's like a unique modifier. Bosses have to be unique. Oh, you do get scrap. Okay. Ah, so that's how you get scrap. So actually, okay, it's Mr. Clownhead. I don't like Mr. Clownhead. I almost done a silly thing by double tapping. Wow, we're caged in. All right. think we need any more things, so we just keep going. The weapon stuff don't carry over either. Getting close. The next boss. What's the next dude? Disco alien? It's the mole guy. Take him out right away. No need to worry. How did you live? What the heck? Okay, that was weird. I didn't think that was an interaction. Alright, let's go in here. This next boss, surely, right? Surely it's the next boss. Surely. Yeah, we might as well. I love this tech, the digging tech. Let's spend some. Just that one boss had a lot of HP, so I want to make sure I don't. I don't even know what the disco boss, the disco aliens do. Alright, surely it's this boss, right? Oh, there it is. The disco alien. We found him. Oh. Oh no. We did it! A disco ball. Oh, it just moves them? That's not that great. Let's look at it again. Come closer to learn about, wait. Groovy and makes characters move, right. Oh, you don't even, you can't even control which direction the character moves. Alright, so now what are we gonna do? Revenge. Right? Yeah. Oh, and the petting thing. Alright. So let's deliberately... That's not what I meant to do. I need to stop picking up weapons. We'll choose the rabbit. The ribbit. Oh! Never mind. We triggered the revenge too. Wow. Oh, is that from the last time we played? Whoops. Yeah. So I think we got everything. Wow, I wasn't expecting to get everything so quickly. No, we're still missing one. Wait, what are we missing? Oh, the petting thing. No. We still need to figure out how to pet the slime. Let's use this guy. This guy looks OP on paper. Repairs weapons after combat. So if you get... What? I don't understand how that works. Wait, I'm so confused. I was expecting like Oh, it only has one durability. Wait, no it doesn't. What the heck? I don't understand. I have no idea. I don't know when the repair happens. Okay, it adds one durability. At least it looks like it. Because that should have consumed 2 durabilities, but it didn't. 2 durability points. I don't get it. Oh, I see. It happens on occasion. It's not every. It has a cooldown. That's fair. I think that's it. We need to find slime. Alright, let's try, Can I pet you? What? No. Alright. So we pretty much know how this guy works. Yeah, it's just not unique enough to want to play these guys outside of their like passives and their weapons. Their weapons are already good to go. This one we haven't actually played. I don't know what these items are, so we're gonna go check out what these items are. 4 enemies to sleep. I don't know how that works. Let's try. Okay. New stuff. Whoops, I didn't look at what it does. What do? Order a weak-minded enemy to fight for you. Okay, so that's kind of like mind control. Oh, but we don't get to control the dude. Okay. Ride around the board and stun enemies at the end of the journey. Oh, man. Oh, okay. I see. And what does this do? It's just lightweight melee weapon. Alright, fair enough. Now let's go find a slime. Okay, so it causes stun. You can stun allies as well. It's not that great. The enemy doesn't stay under your control. No, it doesn't. It's like meh. Meh. Very meh. Oh no, wait. Maybe it does stay for a while. Let's see how long it stays. Oh, it's like 4 turns. It's meh. No slime. I'm definitely a fan of Mr. Donut. A cop. Oh, neat. A bowl is a weak-minded dude. Oh, of course now the disco alien shows up. twice in a row. Like, what the heck, dude? Yeah. I don't know how I feel about, I don't know how I feel about that. Can you control Mimic? Oh. Intriguing. Oh, he goes back. Oh. Rip. Okay. Alright. Alright, let's do a custom. I like Donut. Oh, I didn't even unlock repair. What the heck is this? Is that a coding error? Perk. Snipe support. What does it even do? Wait, what? It's a placeholder! I wonder what snipe support means. Slippery. 4 enemies. No, we're taking the donut. Right? And what weapons do we like? There's stuff we haven't discovered. Holy heck. The heck is this? There's a drumstick. There are a few things we haven't discovered. It'll happen in the future. I really like the skull mace. Wait, can you just straight up? Wow, you can just straight up skull mace. Are we just gonna do it up? Skull mace for life? Oh, you can choose spells too. Wait, hold up. Is there anything I really want? What the heck is this? It's like a syringe. Kinda looks like a potion of some sort. Stendo hand. Nah. 3 skull maces. Let's go. Piece of cake. Oh. Heck yeah. Alright, let's see if he can pet a slime. Mr. Patchy. Carrot's fine. Now that we know we get scrap, it's fine, I guess. Oh! I didn't try to pet the slime. Wait. It doesn't work. I supposed to do? I don't understand. I really just don't understand. Hello? Why can't I pet you? You butthead. Alright, maybe not this slime. Let's try this guy. Hello? Not this guy either. We'll eventually find a slime that wants our affection. How about you? Not you either. I feel unloved. How about you? We did it! Oh, you just needed to, like, wow, it actually takes them out too. Huh. Alright, we did it. Alright, let's try to get really far. Let's see how far we can get. With just a straight up skull mace build. Just straight up donuts and skull maces. And then we'll end with our closing remarks. Oh, whoops. Skull mace! Look at those. Look at that high reward on upgrade. We need more scrap. Skull mace is so OP. Has such a high value. Ooh. Oh no. Okay, we're kind of trapped. Get rid of these guys. Donut! This is donut tech! Okay. Flap. Oh. Why did the fireball hit that thing? I wanted to keep that mimic around. Whoops. Oh, that doesn't count? Get out of my face. Are you serious? The ghost can kill you? Dude. Dude. Alright, alright. Well, that is one way to end it. I had no idea the ghost could actually attack you. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. I feel like I got robbed. That's fine. Wait, what's happening? Why am I the ninja? What? Oh, Patchy also doesn't have any like things associated. That was weird. You know, I kind of not want this. Ah, fine. I'll take the alien staff. It hits multiple things. So we gotta be careful. The ghost carries the weapon that you have that can totally obliterate you in one hit. That sound effect is really loud. Oops. Okay. Vampire. Okay. Trading blows with skeleton is not the hottest idea. We got another skull mace though. Skull mace is life. We are one with the skull mace. Heck you. Heck you. Heck you. I'm kind of curious how many towns I can spawn. Oh. Never mind. I locked myself in. I'm curious if bosses can repeat. So let's go as far as the bosses can produce. This is the stuff that's truly interesting. Charlotte. Hold on to this, Charlotte. Excuse me. Alright, I'll let the mimic survive for sure. We're going the distance. Gotta make sure the mimic doesn't get too strong though. Dang it! Never mind. We got locked in. Got boxed in. Nice well. Whoops. That's a mistake. Yeah, give me those. Give me that scrap. Oh, I was kind of hoping to keep the guy locked down. More scrap! The abuse. Uh-oh. Oh, that's a mistake. That is a big mistake. I was gonna mind control the mimic to hit this guy. And I totally messed up. Okay. I keep forgetting about the shovel. The tree... I don't know if the tree can give anything else other than a chainsaw. I think chainsaw hits multiple things too. What other boss is left? The mole? The mole miner is still left? Oh, right, the disco alien, that's right. This is a different run now. Okay. Oh, we took out the disco alien. This is good enough. I don't need to go too crazy. Who is left? Oh, you can't actually move the bomb. Huh. Fair enough. I figured one of the use case scenario for disco ball is to move the bomb away, but you can't. Wait, how did that? Oh. I was like, where did the bowl go? There's the mole guy. Oh, that's a lot of HP. What the heck? the heck? This guy has so much HP.
Alright, who's left?
We want to clear all the bosses in this run. Eh. That's good enough. Why manure? Okay, that's awkward. Oh, skeleton. Excuse me. Ow. Dude, this guy hits so hard. Wait. What? I'm not even... Alright, fine. I was trying to hold off. I wasn't on that block. What the heck, game? Wonder what happens when I destroy the arm. Nothing happens. Take that. No more arms for you. This guy has way more HP the longer you go. Huh. Now I'm kind of curious. What happens if you just keep going? Does it eventually all become blank? Couldn't you just farm scrap like this permanently? For like your next run. Let's see if scrap, how much scrap you get. I'm not sure if you're supposed to do this. That's kind of funny. Okay, say we have like 700, like 700 and 500, right? Let's go in. And we go for the challenge. Yeah, you carry over your scraps and coin. So you're like hecka OP now. The moment you make it to town. Huh. We borked the game. This game is so borked. Fun times though, fun times. Although you don't have a lot of durability, so you can still get one shot by the boss. I'll take a snipe though. I'll take these. Those are good. It adulterates the skull mace, but that's fine. And then what? Yeah, now we're OP. What the heck? Delay of game. Just doing gamery stuff, you know? Just doing gamery stuff. Although the bosses are hecka durable. If we clear bosses, they definitely go up though. So if you just go to the final boss as quickly as possible, you might be okay. Get out of my face. With the soldier, we made it to the 3rd round. Oh, it heals off the snipe too. Interesting. That's a cool interaction. I want the game to have more interactions like that. Love roguelike interactions like that. Or like one procs another thing, which leads into another thing. That's definitely one of the good old roguelike feelings. And damage and 30 health. What face? Oh, you can't stun bosses. Nailed it. Okay. Ooh. That thing is strong. What the heck? How much does snipe do? Only 3. Dynamite only does 3. Oh, I'll take this. Yeah, I'll take these. Probably not so much the health. Darn straight. Alright, now we're just conserving for future. Do I have a pleb mace? What the heck? HP. Hot dog. We're fine though. Alright. So, yeah, we just go in the portal, right? It's the final boss is kinda weak sauce. And then... just take it out on the hands. Ow. focus on the final boss. Scales. So that's kind of weird. Yeah. Definitely does not scale. So we can just totally do this the entire time. That's kind of hilarious. Like there's no danger. Yeah, I think we're steady state. So you just rapidly... Oh, wait. Just kidding. Just kidding. You can actually die here. But you just have to heal up and then just spam. Look at this. Nothing's stopping you from doing this. Granted, it does take a while. Wait. I got it. Look at this. This is absurd. I think this is steady state. Oh, I can practice my OS abilities. Oh no. I landed on a fireball. That was kind of fun. All I had to do was like alternate. Oops. Okay, we sufficiently broke the game. It's fine. Like, there's no danger in doing this at all. So, the only thing that will kill you, given time, with the exception of time, is probably scaling. So the bosses could scale so hard later that they one-shot you no matter what. Or they one-shot you before you get to... You die before getting to the town. But I'm pretty sure when you start a new thing, the mob deck also resets. So you're pretty safe. Okay. Yeah, see, like, then you just go on to the next challenge. Yeah, all your stuff resets though. Well, there you go. No danger required. Such low risk. And now you're back up. And that's it. Grab a few things, you know. And it just keeps going. Alright, let's end this run. Oh, actually, we can just end it on a victory, I suppose. Oh god, you can voluntarily choose to end the run. So let's get to the end of this one. Oh, I almost took myself out there. Okay. I almost screwed the pooch there. It's nice that they, the dev whoops, lost track of myself there. Left a win condition. Now you can just choose to stop. Another crash site. Guess we're going in. What does look mean? Oh, okay. At least we know what look does now. It's skeleton. Definitely the scariest. Oh, whoops. I hit the wrong button there. Yeah, let's end on a bang, so let's pump these suckers. And on a high note. Oh! I almost screwed the pooch there. That's not good. Oh. I definitely Almost took myself out there. There we go. Oh, I guess the final boss doesn't matter. We don't take our weapons into the final boss. Can I snipe you? I can. Who do I not want as a boss? The last boss before the portal. Not the clown. Don't give me the clown. Not a fan of the clown. Okay, Charlotte's fine. Charlotte's pretty tame. Alright, let's just head in. Fight the boss. Take our W. And run with the win. There we go. Let's take the win. 2 loops. We're good to go. Oh, there is still workshop stuff. Well, there you have it. That is the 1.0. The 1.0 experience for Card Hog. The official 1.0 experience. I could complete all these, but I imagine we'll be able to complete all these naturally when there are new content updates, right? The game has already teased on the bottom left, like they actually even put it in as a pop-up that there will be other modes, probably maybe different end bosses in the dungeon loop stuff. So let's talk about this. First, it's the Steam sale is on at the moment. I want to see what the price is for Card Hog. I got Card Hog at a discount a bit back, so it's actually not discounted. It's $6. So I don't know if it's always been $6. I'm pretty sure it was. I got it less, or even for even less because it was in early access. I'm gonna say $5 or something. So if you're asking me, right? These are the closing remarks for this game. I will be cycling out this game slot for another game. since Steam sale is around again, I have a bunch of other games that I want to pick up and play. So for now, December, let me just make sure all my details are on point here. So the 1.0 launch was, yes, on December 4th. So it's been a little bit of 18 days since the 1.0 launch. And as the game stands, right? Let's go over some of the objective stuff, the stuff that really has no like compromises or any misinterpretations, right? So what's in 1.0? Well, you have 4 different modes, the dungeon loops. Endless crawl, I would imagine, is... Huh, that's actually kind of curious. Let me look at what the endless crawl... Oh, endless crawl is where you can change the size of the field. And I imagine it just keeps going without the final challenge. So that's kind of what I think. The boss loop, right? The final boss loop is not in endless crawl. And that would be the differentiating of these two. Zombie survival, I think zombie survival has a great potential. The game can expand to larger boxes than 3x3, 4x3, and 4x4 because Flame Escape is 3x6 and it can get bigger. Like this stuff, we'll talk about it a little bit in a bit. So let's focus on the objective stuff, right? So there are 4 modes, right? And we tried all 4 of them. And in, I think all the abilities are functional. I'm not quite sure because you don't actually enter character select when you pick zombie survival and flame escape. It might not be the case. But during dungeon loop, which is the main mode, I suppose, the dungeon loop mode, you have access to 8 preloads, presets, right? So Hog, Ninja, Cowboy, Pyro, Soldier, Donnie, Mads, and Beauty. And then you have a customizable Patchy. Patchy is the one where you just make whatever. There are tons of cosmetics, which is brilliant. Like, being able to flex artists, like the artist is allowing the artist to add personality to the game that goes beyond the mechanics, right? Mechanics of the game. So you have 8 archetypes, and the archetypes are okay. The archetypes are defined by their 3 loadouts, right? And they all have specific group. So when you're starting your game, each of the archetypes have a main weapon and an alt weapon. And the alt weapon is, quote unquote, their theme. So there are 3 swords and a hammer for this guy, and fireball. So it's a skill, the main weapon, and the alt weapon. And the alt weapon introduces the flavor of that character. So knockback, dash forward, hitting multiple targets, adjacent multiple targets, flamethrower, right? So that's great. And then they have a passive that is themed after the archetype, the character archetype. So that's a lot. Now we're talking about a $6 base game, right? So it costs $6 base. That's it, right? So those are all of the nitty-gritty stuff. The campaign it's either 3 or 4 bosses, and then you have the final boss. And you can see here, it's already located what the 7 bosses are. So you can get Charlotte, Disco Alien, Skeleton, Slimer. I actually don't know what this guy's called. I think this is also an oversight right here that it no longer pops up when you fill them in. So you can't like read who they are from this menu. It's not a big deal because you can just go to information. Burns. I don't know what the clown is called. Mads. No, Honk. And Mole Miner. Right? So the 7 bosses. There are 7 bosses to encounter. There are unique interactions everywhere in the game. Like unique, little, fun. It's generally 1 layer above. So it's 2 layer interactions. The primary layer, which is the function itself, and occasionally there's an interaction above that, which are really, really neat in my opinion. It's one of my favorite things about deck building-esque thing. You're looking for interactions, although it just cuts at the 2 layers of interaction, which I feel is a great place for a casual game. A casual game is when you don't want to get it too overly interactive. When interactions go up, there's often like also a proportional demand on needing to know those things. Like the knowledge check goes up. You can make the interaction like there are more interaction. However, if you don't scale up like your diff or your level design or your bosses, it can feel like those interactions are excess, and they would have that unrewarding feeling of not non-functional. It's not necessary, right? So it's a really tight balance, and I think having just 2 layers of interactions, that's fair enough. That's what the game has. I don't think I've seen an example of 3 layers. Kind of. So, when you enter town, right, it's a different instance. And then you can use the town squares, open squares, like for example, one of the shovel tech. You can grab the shovel, repair the shovel, enter a town, and you can use its empty spaces to exhaust the shovel for currency. That would be the closest thing to like a triple layer of interaction. Although it's not necessary. Again, like it's like min-maxing and stuff. It's stuff that I personally think is really neat. It's super cool that was allowed, right? Because a lot of times when you're designing things, it reveals how modular the game is. So instead of creating a separate instance for the town squares, like they're card squares, right? It lifted all the properties of the gameplay one when you're outside, and in town they all function similarly. So it leads to quote-unquote emergent gaming. And I don't know if who I feel this young developer had that in mind. I think things like that are incredible. It's my favorite part about not being the developer, but being the end user, the gamer, right? When you're the gamer, when you discover things that makes you wonder, did the developer intend it for this to happen? Because it's really convenient. It's also very abusive. Like, for example, the final boss stage where I just went back and just keep collecting scrap and gold. I reckon that's not intended. However, being able to do that, right, without like breaking the game, like the game loop doesn't break, or there's no bugs or upper limit that just crashes the game, to me, that screams that in some way the developer planned it, some of these things. And if the gamer figures out that you can do that, the end user, you can do that, there's kind of a lovely like pros and cons thing. Like the thing about the delaying of game on the final boss might reduce the challenge, right? The challenge of the system that the developer has built. However, it's your discovery and you can choose to do it or not. And the neat part is, I don't know if it's intended or not, just either it's intended and it was just left there because the developer understands upper limit and lower limit stuff, or it was a coincidence. Even then, that tells me that the developer has designed a game intuitively, as in it's a reflection of their personality then, that they designed it in a way that it doesn't like crush the game. A lot of times, developers get lucky or unlucky when unintended things happen, right? Because the joy of being a gamer who plays another person's creation, you test the limits of it. You say like, oh, can I do this? Did the developer think of this? And so on. I think that's to me, that's one of the most rewarding things about learning a game. You learn what you can and cannot do in the system, and then you try to figure out those interactions that may or may not have been intended by the developer. And I think genuinely, when a developer manages to make a game, whether it's with intent or not, and that game has a system that allows emergent discoveries that doesn't break the game, like literally cause the game to crash, it's one, incredible, maybe even intuitive or calculated design by the developer, and the gamer gets a chance to flex what they know. Like, it allows the gamer to create emergent interactions that is incredibly rewarding. What is the gold standard of games that are well above? Like, not an indie game, mainstream games. Like, you have mainstream games that are incredibly restrictive, right? But those games typically don't last and stay around for very long. And honestly, the restrictiveness kinda goes against its mainstream appeal. So you have those. Then you have the gold standards, the winners, right? Like Rockstar with GTA, and we'll throw in FromSoft in their respective genre. Relatively speaking, they're not even in the same conversation in terms of its mainstream appeal, but it's of their genre. The idea is that the developers have made or practice a philosophy, whether intended or not. Their philosophy leads to a design that allows the user to build and discover things that may or may not have been intended. And then the developer is not one to restrict it or remove it, but to embrace it. That's when I truly believe that a developer is a shining star waiting to happen, and the gamers will love them for it. The idea that they design games that both teaches the developer something and the developer teaches the consumer, the gamer, something. Why is this digression important? To me, I feel like this developer is definitely on the young side. I feel, at least the energy that this developer is exuding is incredibly young. Has a really great sense of how to capture minimalistically a lot of things, like integrate them. So like, this is technically a card battler. It does have light versions of deck building. It has a survival mode. It also has a pacing mode, like a run mode, and I'm gonna expect other modes to come in, like a boss fight mode or something. There's a lot of promise here because the way they designed the game is incredibly modular, and the way it's modular allows one to be flexible in changing it up. Now, one thing is also true is that with that passion of integrating new ideas and then having a slight flexibility of the gamers like experience playing into this game, it one of the trade-offs is this person is young. Like, what I mean is like inexperienced in a sense, because the game's mechanics are on the surface level. It's good enough, in my opinion, to pass off as a variety game, like something you play on a mobile device in short sessions. However, the average depth is on the low end. And I would say, when I mean on the low end, I'm not even comparing it to a category it doesn't belong to. I'm comparing it to the category of indie games. Like, generally, indie games are a little bit more above this on average in terms of the level of depth. So what happens is, when you play this game, for someone who's interested or have played a lot of indie games, like the standard stuff, like the ones that are upholding specific expectations, like the gold standards, a lot of the gold standards that this game is labeled under, right? Card battler, deck building, and specifically those two, and roguelite. This game, in every single one of its elements, is below average, as in it's lacking depth, enough depth to be associated with those titles. But as a whole package for $6, you get a lot here. And with the promise, like a very passionate developer, this game is only going to get bigger. It's kind of like Stardew Valley still met above average the length and rotation of a Harvest Moon game. However, over the time, it only got bigger. Terraria felt the same way. It has a modular design that was what enabled the developer and the gamer to both cooperatively increase the game's replayability and dynamics. And look at Terraria now, right? A more isolated example would be something like No Man's Sky. However, that's like more on the developer side. But when you have indie games like Terraria, Stardew Valley upholding like a constant upkeep, Don't Starve is a great one. However, that's cooperative, right? You have these things where you see a game and the developer has incredible potential because the way they already design at an early stage promotes exploration. Like, the game they set up works really well as a platform for gamer creativity and developer creativity. That is a winner in my book. So, as this person continues to think of new ideas, it fits into the expectation of gamers who play this game. So it's not in the sense to contrast what won't likely happen. That happens a lot of times in mainstream games or games that are more successful, is that the system they have and the things they have to fill are so restrictive that when they go to expand the game, right? Say a DLC drops. We have a good example, and the next session I'm going to play another session of this game, and of this particular game, Across the Obelisk. That's an example. The way the foundations work is great. It's kind of flexible, but it's more restrictive than this game, for example. And that's a bigger production. It's a much bigger production. Actually, we're going to go over a lot of current events that happened with Across the Obelisk. However, because of the way they design it, it's very obvious where the limitations are that's going to encounter when they make DLCs and expansions, right? They made it modular enough to introduce new characters and maybe new maps and stuff. However, a lot of the way the campaign works and the talent tree works is going to create a lot of friction. It's very restrictive already. So while this game kept it simple, like the single developer, I don't know if it was intentional or not, kept it simple. One boon for the simplicity is that they are able to constantly do other things. Like depth means more restrictions. Lack of depth allows more creative liberties. So for someone who wants depth, right, now we're gonna go into like what people are looking for, a subjective take and not a subjective take. This is an indie game, so naturally the main audience will be non-legacy players. So we're gonna largely talk about non-legacy players. The closest legacy you can get is what I've already addressed about the buzzwords. A roguelite, deck builder, card battler. If that is the newcomer to this dev, it will largely leave you wanting more. It does not have enough depth for it. So I would say for those people, it's a kind of a tough sell for $6. I think what is here feels more like half that. If it's a legacy player, as in someone who is very experienced with roguelite standards and deck building and card battlers. With that said, I think still the vast majority of players that will come across this game are likely, I don't know if this is for iOS or Android. I feel this game being mobile is ideal. Absolutely ideal. So for those people, that's the target audience in this game, in my opinion. It's just enough, it's simplified just enough to give you a taste of what this genre could be to the newcomers. Like, it has a little bit smattering of deck building, a little bit of card battling, and how to represent like positional stuff using a turn-based system that use cards as representations. And then the idea, like little light introduction to how loadouts work, looking for interactions, even Easter eggs for that matter. It's a great thing. Like that's the target audience. So with all that said, you know, all this nice thing, I am one of the legacy players, right? I picked up this game actually through the idea that it was associated with roguelite, deck building, and it's really roguelite. Like, it's super light. It's almost closer to a roguelike than a roguelite, because the upgrades are like these stuff. Not so much. It's very light. It's super light. And for me, it leaves me wanting more. However, luckily, at least for better or for worse, it must be fairly adjusted because there's one developer and one artist. So it's a two-person team, and you can only expect so much in so much time for a game made by that. The ones that I usually highlight when it comes to single dev teams, they're extraordinary cases, like absolutely extraordinary cases. And I don't think this game is a person who sticks on their laurel. They make a lot of games. Like this is the only game technically listed, or actually this is one of 3 games listed. The other one is Iron Snout and Bacon Must Die, right? However, they on their website they make other games too, and they apparently also make games in Roblox, Young Person, lots of games. So it's not completely a given if this person is going to be distracted from this game. However, because of its exploratory nature, you are likely to expect occasionally there's going to be some out-of-the-box things here, which is great because if you're buying $6, if you're investing in this person, right? Buying this game for $6, you are more likely to get your return on investment. Just the way this person makes games. That $6 is worth way more now, like investing forward now in this person's potential than expecting this to be a final product, like buying this as a final product. This $6 is not purchasing everything you see here. It's purchasing everything you see here, and for as long as this person loves to make video games. So it's not, it's not the whole kind of stigma of cash grabbing and then like popping on and moving on kind of thing. This is not the case. And that's well worth noting, because that's why Terraria enters the conversation and Stardew Valley enters the conversation. Even then though, Terraria, Stardew Valley, maybe even the standalone one and done finished products, they're extraordinary cases, like Undertale, Chain Echoes recently, right? Chain Echoes, I had another one, but they come and go. Single developer games are the ones that you hear about are incredibly extraordinary. Oh, like Daniel Mullen Games, right? He just announced, that dude just announced Pony Island 2, so they're gonna go back. He's gonna go back to Pony Island 2 after Inscription, right? So, and then shout out to Zach, of like the Logic games, like the circuit games, like Exapunk, Shenzhen, and stuff. Those guys are extraordinary, and they're probably a lot more older and experienced the way they're designed, and they have more resources. I think this is a golden example of what a small game is like, and it can become something really big. So I won't say that just because I'm left wanting more, right? As a hobbyist who plays this stuff a lot, it is very, very short, as in short in depth at the moment. I don't think it will stay that way though, and it kind of puts a smile on my face, because that's what indie development is about, right? I feel like some of the biggest breakout stuff is indie represents a part of gaming where there's still faith in the developer. Like when you hit mainstream, it's all about the finished product, and it's about the static, non-dynamic nature of game making. And to me, that is something I don't resonate with when it comes to creators. And the indie scene is so good with that. People buy games knowing that the developer will likely, with investment forward, continue to support the game or extend from that game. As opposed to, your cynicism about, oh yeah, I won't buy this game until I know how it does, right? And it's understandable, right? It's very appropriate. Those types of games are not cheap either. However, I don't think that's really the reality, because live service games also are at the mercy of the whole finished product and endless non-sustainable accumulation of game features. Just recently, and still right now, I'm talking about the imminent launch of Os Laser, where Peppy the developer of Os Laser, Os, has to account for that too, right? The whole like continuous ballooning of expectations. So this is the early stages, and I think this is a winner. So personally for me, it's a solid 8. I say it's a solid 8, and it has most of the potentials of becoming a 10 game, maybe in another year or two. That's crazy to say, but this game has been... How long was the early access period? and there was a time when the person acknowledged that they were distracted. They were having creative blocks, right? So this game it had a 3-year early access period, a little over 3 years, but I'm gonna subtract like 6 months to a year, so like 2 years of active development in early access, because I was given the impression that this developer had a lot of other things going on in their lives at some point, so they kind of like went dormant for 6 months or so, right? So over 2 years in early access, and for a first game like of this nature, 3 years is fairly reasonable. And I expect to see more of this, whatever, like a development of this game for another 2 or 3 years, while they try to take whatever they learned here and make another game in parallel. It happens quite often. For example, Stardew Valley's developer, right, Concern Ape, he already teased for quite some time that that he's working on a different title, but that doesn't stop him from constantly supporting Stardew Valley. And I feel this is the beginning of that too. Again, 1.0 has been less than three weeks old for this person, so I'm looking forward to that. But for me, solid 8. Target audience, it's probably this is a little bit different this time. I actually think the target audience is made appropriate, and those who buy this game as a target audience would probably give it a higher score than me. This is one of those rare moments where I'm one of the non-targeted audience per se because of legacy. So while I feel like it's a solid 8 until it's realized forward, I highly recommend this game to whoever finds it a little interesting at first start, because the target audience would probably give it a 9. And then on the Steam community page and the store page, it seems like it's close to, or is overwhelmingly positive. So the game is marketed appropriately. It's not enough to be that. So it's still relatively low, and I can see that there are some comments from the deck building crowd where it's not. I can see criticisms about lacking depth, which would be something that I empathize with. So this game does lack depth if you're coming from if you're connecting to Card Hog from other games that kinda sorta overlaps with this game. But generally speaking, this game's doing well. Probably a little below average for the breakout hit. So I don't think this is the breakout hit for this developer. I think there's a high chance it's the next game. However, this game can be nurtured to be a breakout, possibly. Yeah, solid 8 for me. And I think whoever, if you're a new player, if you're someone who's on the phone and want to play a small session, that's a solid 9. But generally on Steam, I would say mid 8s, because most Steam players who would come across this game are likely individuals who are used to things like Slay the Spire, Monster Train, and then all the other stuff that it marries as well. Like for survival stuff, you got a lot of survival stuff. Anything by Clay is good enough, right? Anything published by Team 17. So, and then you throw in some Paradox stuff, then it becomes a little tough. All right. That's about all my thoughts about it. I love the artist though. Our artist is a little different, right? It's not. It is very identifiable. I think the artist is a knockout hit. I'm curious who made the music. I'm not sure if it's public domain music. That does happen, by the way. Even in specific games I played before, there's like copyright free music in there. So I'm not I'm curious if this developer composed your standard. I'm pretty sure this is a free asset, the backdrop. So that's moving forward. I don't think that's going to change for this game. That's why it's not the whole package. Like, let's highlight, before we end, let's highlight some of the things the game possibly doesn't have, or what would happen in the next game for it to be a breakout hit, right? It definitely needs more depth. At least 3 or 4 more degrees of freedom. A community aspect. So it's nice, you can see the beginnings of community aspect. So like the number of moves, like lots of statistics, right? I don't know if it's not here. However, you get a lot of statistics, and then there was like an end screen, right? To further a community aspect is to add functionality that allows you to compare to other people, whether it's single player, a leaderboard is fine, or a friends option that integrates, hey, like I did a run with this was my build, they did a run with this. However, the build is too simplistic to have that be too effective, so that's kind of missing. 2 to 3 degrees of freedom, then a community aspect to connect players. Even if it's a single player, it can be connected through leaderboards and build sharing and run sharing, which is very, very iconically accepted as the norm in deck builders and card battlers. So that's missing if they're going to continue to, if the developer continues to go this route, right? Music is a really big one. I think the art is nailed down for sure. However, music, sound mixing can really elevate things. I'm not sure how much the artist is a animator, right? I'm not sure if the artist is also an experienced animator, but generally speaking, you can still get away with excellent art by using like static art generation in deck builders. If they are going to advance beyond this, animation is a really big deal, especially coupled with ambiance, right? A thematically appropriate music that's identifiable to the theme that they have. This music right now, like this stock music, I would say, it's pretty stock. Doesn't really reflect the little quirkiness and the homely and personalityness of the artwork. Like that's kind of one thing that I would cite, right? Indie games rely heavily on making sure that their visual presentation and their sound presentation is coherent and identifiable. It's like one of the things to compensate for potential length and depth of the programming side, because the programming side requires a lot of resources too. So that's kind of what's lacking here. And obviously the big elephant in the room is it's difficult to establish sentimentalism. The one that they attempted to include, like the two, is through cosmetics, like just in-game, just to like customize your characters. That's a way to establish sentimentalism. However, the main component to develop sentimentalism and attachment is storytelling. So naturally, I imagine at some point their next game has some of that, or make an attempt at that. It's the final, like it's the riskiest thing, right? Combining music or your visual mechanics into a relatable storytelling, an appropriate storytelling that reflects the mechanics, visuals, and the music. So all these things are not in this game. right? So it leaves someone like me wanting a lot of that. You can still get away with it. Like Slay the Spire, it works. That dev redistributed to a focus on different thing. It's not absolutely necessary. It doesn't change the fact that it is missing. Slay the Spire is missing one too. So is Monster Train. In contrast, a clay game like Grifter, right? That I think it's called Grifter. That had that and the other thing. And personally for me, I actually elevated that more. It's a bigger package than the other two. Even though the other two did set gold standards for the mechanics side of things and all the how feature rich it is. Grifter was not as feature rich. However, sentimentalism is off the charts, right? So the idea is to try to get a little from column A, B, and C to truly get a hit, right? For example, Hollow Knight, right? Hollow Knight had ambiance and mythos to Grifflands. Sorry, thanks. Fictitious. Grifflands. Clay Entertainment's Grifflands. Like for example, Hollow Knight had mythos and light storytelling, but it really complemented it. Whereas Hades lean heavier on the storytelling. However, generalizing both of their mechanics and the way they use player input are very similar. Just that one is far more sentimental than the other, right? At least personally for me. Like Hades, I can recall the finer details of all the characters, while in Hollow Knight, I can recall the feeling. Lots of the generalized feeling and theme of Hollow Knight. They both have excellent music. The one that focuses on mythos and ambiance, the music shines further. Like Hades, it's kinda tough to remember most of the background music because it was so much more pushed back to the background because of the storytelling. Because like most of the time you're hearing dialogue. Like Hades is fully voiced. It's like for an indie game, it has like 30 hours of dialogue, and the dialogues also have interactions, right? So that just overshadowed the music, which I do love. Hades, Supergiant Games has a very distinct composer, a distinct look, and incredible voice actors. I don't know who they are. There are so many of them, I can't keep track of them. Hollow Knight has 0 voice acting. And the music is the voice actor. The music is telling the story. So naturally, when you think of tracks, immediately when you hear a track, you'll think of a boss or an area in the game, right? And Hollow Knight is a Metroidvania game that doesn't cycle. The music is based on the environment that occurs at the player's choice. Hades' music is more repetitious because it's a roguelite, right? And all that stuff, it's absent in this game. It just doesn't have that at all right now. So it will leave someone like me wanting that. However understanding I am about that they don't have a musical composer, they don't have that such resources and time. It can become that though. Terraria is a great example. I think Terraria is the closest example to how I feel about the potential of this developer. Relogic, I think that's the group's name. Relogic. They just kept to it. You know, you can keep developing the depth of this game without necessarily expanding to storytelling or expanding to more music. There wasn't like enhanced sound effects or like lots of new compositions and stuff, right? That's when you get to the DLC period of things, when your releases have to be the full package, and that's not the indie scene. The indie scene, generally you choose to expand and be more variety, or choose to hunker down and focus and create more depth. And personally, in my opinion, more depth is going to be the path for this game, in my opinion. Like, just to what I desire specifically, right? Adding new layers of depth to what already exists. It has a great foundation. Doesn't necessarily mean you can't be successful by adding more variety. Variety is kind of the spice of life on indie games, and I think the game is designed cleverly that it can do a lot of variety. I think what really opened my eyes was zombie survival. Like, it didn't even come across my mind you could set up the mechanics, the way this game is designed to really capture zombie survival. I absolutely love it. It's great. So because of this, it's hard to predict what the developer is going to do next, and that's exciting. That's why I'm going to stick around. I have a lot to talk about, because it's hard not to talk about what could happen. It's kind of like a great page turner, like a show you love and it ended and you have no idea what season 2 is going to bring. That's the kind of thing that I love when you feel it in a video game. It's not that feeling where like a mainstream game where, oh yeah, you know, they're just probably going to release more characters. Just more characters. Oh, you know what? They're probably going to add a few more maps and you know, meet certain criteria that they have to meet in order for those maps to be functional. It isn't going to be like left wall, right wall, like left field, right field kind of thing where it's going to turn off all the mainstreamers who think that their game has to be consistent. So I'm excited about this developer in that way. It's a strong 8 with a future 10 in mind. I don't think... Can I name... I want to say I have an example of a developer. I mean, I was an early adopter of Stardew Valley. It exploded. But I couldn't resist playing Stardew Valley because I loved Harvest Moon, right? And I played it before it even had a conclusion. I still haven't returned to it, but kudos to that. Terraria, I played it when it was like 20% of what Terraria is now. Like, it was one of those days like, oh yeah, I kind of like it. I don't want to play Minecraft, but you know, a shorter Minecraft experience is with a different take on it is kind of nice. So, and then we played that, right? And now it's like, it's at least 400 times the size of when I played Terraria. I did revisit it a couple of times briefly because other people caught on to Terraria, right? So I think this has an opportunity. I don't know what the developer is doing right now. Strikes to me as a young person, so there's probably a lot of things going on in this person's life. They like to make video games, but they like to make all kinds of different video games. So it wouldn't be shocking if this game just gets a pass and be like, nah, I'm gonna move on and make new games. A great example, I have a great example. Tiny Folks. I played another game recently within the last 2 years. Tiny Folks is by Pierre. I don't know, I think Pierre is his first name. Vandermason. Pierre Vandermason. His first game is Tiny Folks. And, you know, it's simplified, minimalistic version of, say, Red Hook's game, Darkest Dungeon, with a slight different take here and there. And that person keeps saying like, hey, I'm gonna make this game, I'm gonna make this thing, now I'm moving on. But here's a last celebration. And even when that person said I'm moving on, another 6 months, another update happens while they're making it. And what they're going to do is they're going to make that same formula, take its modularity, and create a new title. It's called Space Folks, or he teased Space Folks. So Tiny Folks was a play on fantasy. Space Folks obviously is going to be that foundational design that was great, that everyone enjoyed, and have a new theme. And that guy is a single developer. So that's an example of an existing one, that a developer that I like at its infancy, as in this is their first taste of great reception, even being a one-off. This person has been making games well before this game, like many games, and I haven't played any of them. I've already acknowledged that on day one, after I did some digging. So I look forward to when they get their big hit, because when I think back and talk about this, it's gonna come up. If they become big, it's awesome to be there when they become big. I had some disheartening news hit me on another game that another person recommended to me or suggested, and they're getting updates too, but some really bad juju happened. And another example would be Bear and Breakfast by Gummy Cat developer, and it's a husband-wife team with like probably coworkers or friends together to make that game. And they're gonna they have a good hit, a winner, and they're already announced that they're gonna patch the game, like a free content patch, right? That is the pattern to me of great, consistent, successful indie developers. And that is something that I don't think the mainstream and bigger publishers have the luxury of doing. I'm only speaking in this way is because I truly believe that you need to be of a certain person, which is not the majority, of a certain mind to want to buy a game like this and wait patiently while playing other going around playing other games like this, or people who are in their starting stages. With all that said, we're gonna give this game a rest. I would expect like a month or two. Generally speaking, the most common period is 2 to 3 months. It's 2 to 3 months after the 1.0 launch that there will be an update. Battle Bands is another one that I just leave on the shelf. Tiny Folks, still leaving on the shelf for an update, right? When you like indie games, you're sort of always in that mindset that you wait for content update. Not that you expect the game would just be one and done. Often it's communicated very clearly if it's one and done, because the developer ends up using their older game to announce a newer game. And the winners, like the shining star developers, are the ones who update their old game and use it as a way to advertise their new game. And just as an advertisement for myself, I suppose, my next couple of games are doing just that. I'm going back to the older games of some of the people that had hits recently. So like, shout outs to Giant Sparrow, who did What Remains of Edith Finch, but their first game was The Unfinished Swan. And I'm going to play that next and see, how they think, like other things they do. And that's the only 2 games listed for them. This guy has 3 games listed. So it's awesome, in my opinion, to see small time indie devs get a big break. I will be back though with a session with Across the Obelisk, because Across the Obelisk, the developers there, we'll talk more about it when we get back. They have officially been moved to a first party developer under Paradox Entertainment, and because of that, there's a lot of standardization for that. So you would expect a lot of quality of life and consistent content updates. And they have recently a lot of content updates. And they hold like seasonal events. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'll be back probably tomorrow with the December holiday season challenge, whatever that is. So this could be the future for that game. To relate this back to Card Hog, this developer changed up like the artist that is collaborating with this developer, we'll call them developers, right? Did Christmas themes for the update. So like the bats wore ice skates and there were Santa hats on the bunnies. They weren't there originally. So I would expect that to continue, which is a general green flag. It's a great indicator of a persistent game. A great high value game to be, because developers expect to continuously use it as a platform to bolster their legacy, right? It's not one of those, let's put all our eggs in one basket and it's gonna be a winner or it's gonna be a dud. That's kind of for big productions. Alright, so with all that said, really great, fun little game that I would probably highly recommend people who game on their smartphones. If this is available on mobile, let's actually find out if this is available on mobile. It is not. Wait. It is. It is. It's on Android, yeah. It's on Android and iOS. So, well, not Switch, obviously, because Nintendo. But, if you're a smartphone guy, this is the way. This is a great game. This would be well above average. The hundreds and thousands of sussy apps, right? This, whenever an indie dev makes a transition, or like a Steam or early access game makes a transition to mobile, it's well cut above the average mobile, the saturated mobile market. Because most of the time, the mobile market is about volume, the quick buck. However, if you're getting a person who's doing this part and trying to cater to a PC using population and then lifting it to another platform, the standards are different. And arguably, in my opinion, the standards that are required to be successful on a storefront like Steam is much higher than the incredibly quantity over quality kind of approach to mobile gaming. It's not to say that mobile developers don't create wonderful quality things. In fact, we're going to play some of them soon. I'm going to play Monument Valley 1 and 2 and Assemble with Care from the Us 2 games, which I managed to play their Alba the Wildlife Adventure post those games. Alright, that's a wrap. That's all I gotta say. I mean, it's a lot that I have to say, but it's definitely worth it. Alright folks, that's a wrap for today. As always, thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. You're always free to comment, share, and discuss your experiences with the bright, shiny, up-and-coming indie dev, right? Let me know if you've been there before it became trendy, you know? Been there before the indie dev became a superstar. I mean, just between you and me, good for you. Like, I love supporting small creators. You know, big creators, I mean, they have plenty of fans, right? It's always incredibly heartwarming to see the Cinderella story happen. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, keep on learning, my friends. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye now.